Still searching for your unique style? Well, stop waiting for it to magically appear, because intentional practice is the key. As Seth Godin says, you don't need to wait for inspiration or the perfect moment. The practice is what matters, and the practice is where the magic happens. When I first dived into the world of lettering, I was so excited. I remember I discovered typography and hand lettering at university back in 2010. And I was so fascinated that I would literally spend hours looking at lettering online. I would buy all of the books, and all I wanted was to draw letters all the time and really just make a living from doing that. And also I wanted to try every single style possible. But let's be honest, I was also a little bit lost. There were so many styles and techniques and tools out there that I didn't really know where to start. But lucky for me, one of my very first university assignment was to hand letter a quote on blackboard using chalk only. And I remember it like it was yesterday. The quote I had chosen to illustrate was from the German designer Helmut Schmidt, and the quote says, "Typography needs to be audible, typography needs to be felt, typography needs to be experienced." And the brief was pretty simple, yet it was quite restrictive. So I had to draw absolutely all of the letters using chalk only. And because that brief was so restrictive, it actually gave me more freedom to play with different typefaces, and I had to figure out a cool composition to make the quote look more interesting. I also had to achieve volume using black and white only. And the result turned out pretty good. I was super happy with myself, and I was so happy I obviously decided to share it online. And there was no TikTok at the time, so I decided to share it on my Behance profile and also shared a time-lapse video on Vimeo. And of course, the next few months, I started getting so many messages of people asking me to do more chalk typography pieces. I got commissioned to do more typography, which I did. And here's just some of the example of the work I did during that period, which is quite funny because it's never really been what I wanted to do, and people started calling me a chalk artist, which I was not, and it was never my intention really. So I guess it was a good thing because it allowed me to learn that if you post something online, people will start noticing you. Now, why am I telling you this? I believe that working on a project with clear restrictions gives you more freedom and helps you get better at what you do. And this project is really the proof of that idea. Now, what if I told you that you could make your own brief in order to find your own style? Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Aurélie and I'm a lettering artist who runs an online business specializing in custom typography and hand lettering. I have many online courses to help you improve your skills and sell digital products online, so make sure to check out my website. And to be completely honest with you guys, I absolutely love my job because it allows me to earn a six-figure income while working exclusively on projects I am passionate about. However, it wasn't always like this. Of course, after graduating from university, I got my first graphic design job, and then I started working for myself, but I always felt like something was missing. I remember I had this burning desire to create something unique, but I always felt like I was stuck in a creative block, just doing client work that didn't really resonate with me. Even when I was experimenting with different styles, nothing felt quite like me. And if you look at my work back then, it's all black and white, and let's be honest, it's a little bit shallow, like it doesn't have really much meaning behind it, and it doesn't really stand out. At that time, it really felt like I was wandering through a maze without a map. But here's where things get interesting. Everything changed when I participated in my very first lettering challenge. And that was back in 2020, so we all know what happened then. And it meant I had a lot of free time for myself, so I decided, okay, why not work on my lettering portfolio? So I thought, okay, I'm going to participate in a challenge now that I have so much time in front of me. So that's when I decided to participate in 36 days of type. You might know this challenge where you have to draw a letter a day for 36 days. And here's what I've learned after doing this challenge. Quantity leads to quality. And committing to a challenge with constraints will promote your creativity. By participating in this challenge, I was able to experiment with texture brushes. I started introducing colors in my work. And most importantly, in my opinion, I was able to get my work out there and get feedback from my audience. And after listening to all of the feedback from people wondering what brushes I was using in Procreate, I decided to create my very first Procreate toolkit, which then led me to create my first online course, my 3D Letters Masterclass. So joining challenges was really a game changer for me, and I think challenges are more than just creating something to post online. They're about pushing yourself to explore new ideas, try different techniques, and ultimately discover what makes your work truly unique. So if you look at my work now that I have participated in over 7 challenges in the past 4 years, you can definitely see the evolution. And I think the Lettering Style Challenge 2022 in particular was a huge turning point for me because it gave me really a fresh perspective on my work and really encouraged me to experiment with this vintage style I had always dreamed about but was never really able to achieve. And suddenly, after completing the challenge, I could start seeing patterns in my work. I started to really understand what I loved doing and what made my lettering stand out, because I started discovering things that I would do almost subconsciously. It really was through these challenges that I started to uncover my unique voice and my unique style. So I really think that challenges are incredibly powerful because they do more than just inspire, they push you to grow. The prompts and deadlines always push me to step out of my comfort zone, really, and force me to think outside the box. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a lot of work. It's something that you might feel like you're not capable of achieving. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of effort to really push yourself through this. I agree with you, and I also believe that pushing past your comfort zone, producing a lot of work in a very short period of time, actually forces you to make very quick decisions. So you don't really have time to overthink. And that's really when you start developing your technique and you start speeding up your process. You start doing things in a systematic way, almost subconsciously. In other words, you start developing your style. And for me, it's always around prompt number 20, for some reason, that I start to feel very exhausted. So that's when I'm like, why am I doing this? This is so much work. Why do I put myself through this? But when I push past, this is always around prompt 20 when suddenly something clicks and I can start seeing patterns in my work, and something happens that makes my work uniquely mine, and I don't know, the magic happens around that time. Now, what I love about challenges as well is that they really encourage you to take risks, because you do it for you. It's a personal project. You can try out new things. If that doesn't work, it's totally okay. And you can really see your work from a different angle. And one of the best part, in my opinion, is that they help you build a sense of community as well, because you're not just creating on your own. You're not creating in isolation. You're part of a group of other artists who are all exploring and trying to grow together. So it's a really great environment where you can learn from others and you can share your experiences and find support. Challenges might even lead you to some monetization avenues, like finding new clients or selling products like I did. Challenges never feel like a waste of time for me personally, because they allow me to get more eyes on my work. I always receive commission work after doing a challenge, and I always transform my challenges as well into digital products. To give you an example, last year in the Lettering Style Challenge, I designed book covers, and obviously after posting the challenge, I got so many requests for book covers in my DMs, and I also created a new toolkit, my whimsical lettering toolkit, after using the style and the technique from the challenge. So I suppose here you have two options. You can either wait forever until your style naturally arrives, or you can speed up that process by practicing with intention, by setting yourself goals and working on your style in a meaningful way. Let's say, for example, you love anything retro. You can either spend all of your time thinking that one day you'll incorporate it in your work, or you can start right away and give yourself a brief to create something with a retro flair. That's exactly what we focus on in my course, Lettering Style Secrets, where I give you all of the tools and the techniques to intentionally develop your unique style. And now, of course, I'm so happy to invite you to my upcoming Lettering Style Challenge starting on October 1st, 2024. This is the third year I'm hosting it, and I created this challenge to help you discover and refine your unique style. And you'll get 31 exciting lettering prompts that I've already made, and I'm super excited to share them with you on September 1st. Those prompts will push you to explore new lettering style that you would probably never have tried otherwise. So the challenge also includes a free prompt guide with a clear description of each individual prompt. You'll also get access to the lettering style community where you can post your work, get feedback, interact with everyone in the challenge, and that way I don't need to worry about the Instagram hashtag to find your work. So you'll have everything all in one place, and if you're interested, you can find all of the information in the link in the description below. So whether you're just starting out or you're looking to deepen your practice, this challenge is really the perfect opportunity to dive in and find your unique voice. So if you're ready to take your lettering to the next level, then I really recommend you check out the link in the description to sign up and join me on this creative journey so you can start practicing with purpose and watch your unique style unfold. And if you have any questions, guys, about the challenge, just leave them in the comment section below and I'll make sure to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this video inspires you to try out a challenge as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video.